Hi Year 10s, how are you? Welcome back to week 4 geography with Mrs. Gill. First things first, my apologies. I totally forgot to record a video for your worksheet for week 3. Thank you to all those people who got their work in on time. And my genuine apologies, it wasn't on purpose. I honestly did think I made a video and I just checked YouTube and I was like, what's going on? Where is it? And I realized I didn't make one. So week 4, we're going to go through our week 4 stuff and hopefully everyone is okay with week 3. Judging by the submissions I've got and the answers I got back, most people were fine. So week 4's topic, we're looking at tourism and well-being. So last week we looked at our Thailand fish case study. This time we're still in Thailand, but we're looking at the dark side of tourism and how our actions as tourists can unintentionally impact the well-being of people living in poorer countries like Thailand. Again, as per usual, set aside 1.5 hours a week to complete your geography work, and again, due by Friday afternoon, week 4. Thank you to those people who've been sending me pictures of their work. Most of you have been emailing me your typed out copies, which is even better. So make sure that you tick off everything that we're looking at for this week. So let's have a look at our week 4. So week 4, tourism and well-being. First thing we're going to do is review our definition we learned last week of modern day slavery. So this is nothing new. You don't need to do anything with that box. You don't need to highlight anything, but this is just a review of the definition of modern slavery, what the International Labour Organization estimates, and then this is just a quick fill in the blanks. So how many people are victims of modern slavery? The answer will be up in here. People involved in this are usually farmers and so and so and so. The main type of modern slavery is, and the conditions these people work in impacts their something. So all of the answers are up in here. They're only short, a few word answers there, nothing too hard. Now this part here, we're moving into looking at Thailand in a different light. So we're not looking at their fishing market this time and their international exports. We're looking at people who are coming into Thailand as a tourist. So tourism is one of the largest industries in Thailand, as well as the fishing market. In 2018, about 38 million international tourists visited Thailand. So if you're an international tourist, you don't live in Thailand, you actually go to that country, usually via plane, and go on a holiday there. So that's about 20% of all of Thailand's money as a country comes from um, comes from tourists, really. So, based upon the information above, why is tourism so important for the Thailand economy? And have you or someone you know been to Thailand? Popular places us Australians go to is Bangkok, Phuket, and Koh Samui. So Phuket is a very beach holiday vibe, island, canoeing, kayaking, drinking coconut water on the beach, things like that. Now, this is a very simple table. We're connecting it back to our well-being factors, which we've been practicing each week. So for this week, any social factors are yellow, any economic factors are blue, and any environmental factors are green. I've given you some examples in the table already of one of each. Your job is to go through and categorize and highlight the rest. Now, there's two sides of this table as well. This is looking just at an overarch view, so nothing too in depth, but just in general, what are some positive impacts on well-being that tourism brings, and what's some negative impacts on well-being for Thai people because of tourism. Now, this is where we get into more of our interesting stuff. This is looking at the dark side of tourism in Thailand. And again, we're looking at illegal working conditions and how that's affecting well-being, as well as children being forced into child labour in Thailand in tourism. So, no, they're not working for a warlord in the army. No, they're not being captured and forced on a fishing boat for months on end. But this is still a case that happens, and it mainly happens because tourists are there. So all you need to do is read the information below. These two grey boxes here are connected. It's just had to go over 2 pages. So read through this information here. It kind of goes over what the stuff that we just talked about, and it also gives you details about our topic for this week, which is coconut water. Now, it sounds really simple. I've got a picture here, but in Thailand, a really big illegal market is selling coconut water or fresh coconut water to tourists. And often children are the ones who are employed by these gangs that are the coconut water gangs. It sounds really weird to us, but the industry only exists because tourists don't know any different and we buy the coconut water off the kids. So it's a fresh coconut, they cut it open, you put a straw in it, and coconut water is sold in Australia all the time in supermarkets. This is just the fresh version. So it is popular, and seeing fresh coconut water could be exciting. However, the investigation that they went through in the Rural Thai Police Office found out that most tourists were actually buying just sugar water. So it was a scam in a scam. So, message to everyone: if you go overseas and a child offers you a coconut for some coconut water, don't pay them because A, it's illegal, they shouldn't be working, and two, it's probably not even coconut water. All right, number 4 down here. This is an article from November 2019. So this is only a few months ago, at the end of last year, just before all this COVID stuff came out. So this is an article written by a Thai journalist about this child exploitation gang bust that they found out. So what you need to do is highlight the key information from the news article, and I've also included a picture in here about some tourists buying something off a little girl who is probably 7 or 8, should be in school. She probably works illegally and is probably is suffering in terms of her well-being, most definitely. So, reading the information there, that will help you answer these questions here. What is the definition of human trafficking? Were these children victims of trafficking and why? And how were the children forced into completing this work? So, what were the consequences their owners or their traffickers that owned them, what consequences did they put on the children? Very similar example to the people smugglers on the Thai fishing boats, except this time they are taking children from Myanmar, Laos, poorer countries, and forcing them to sell coconut water to tourists. The last thing you need to do for your week 4 work is to complete the blank boxes in this table here. So this is connecting tourism, forced labour of children, and also looking at what is the long-term impacts on that child's well-being. So I've already filled in quite a lot of information and I've given you an example answer here. So for these, there's not necessarily a right or wrong answer, but it is, you do have to use your judgment and predict what would be an impact on someone's well-being if this was their way of life. So for example, we'll look at the first column because it's already completed. So the factor, the cause, children from other countries are trafficked into Thailand. So that is the cause of a problem. That happens. That is a fact. What is the effect on that child's life? These children live in Thailand illegally. They may have no ID documents or passport, and they are owned by the traffickers or the people smugglers. So the cause is they're trafficked into Thailand. The effect is that they're there illegally. The impact on their well-being, the children's emotional well-being will be impacted. The children are not living with their families. They may experience violence or physical abuse. And basically, they have no one to look after them or care for them. They don't have any parents. So, however, they came into Thailand as trafficked children, their normal life is completely gone. And it's a very hard cycle to escape from. So these are 3 other points here. You need to look at the factor or the cause, what is the effect on the kids, and then how is that actually going to impact their well-being. Email me if you have any questions. Thank you to super speedy people who have already got their geography to me 3 days early. That's been great. And again, I'm can't wait to see you guys back at school so we can actually talk about this in person. Have a good time at home, and I'll see you soon.